It is essential. It's life essential.
Right now on For the Record, we go inside Pittsburgh Water. You can really be assured that when you turn on your tap, it's going to be good. From the efforts to keep your water safe,
It's the only utility you ingest, if you think about it.
to why water authorities from across the country will have their eye on the Steel City this week. For the Record starts now. Welcome to For the Record. I'm Michelle Wright. Today, a look at the efforts underway to improve water quality in Pittsburgh. For the Record, visiting Pittsburgh Water's Highland Park Reservoir Pump Station and their water treatment plant in Aspinwall. And I sit down with their CEO to learn more about the utility. This just days ahead of the One Water Summit, during which representatives from water authorities from across the country will be in Pittsburgh to learn about what's next for their industry. Let's go to my interview now. Thanks for showing us around and having us out today. A few years ago, you went from being the spokesperson for PWSA to now the CEO of Pittsburgh Water. How has that transition been?
Oh, it's been a fantastic and rewarding experience. It's had some ups and downs. The time that I joined the organization, there really was a lot of uncertainty about where the organization was headed and our ability to meet the customers' needs and expectations. And over the years, it's been 5 years that I've been the Chief Executive Officer. We've made tremendous progress, and it's really just an honor to lead this amazing team of about 400 employees here at Pittsburgh Water.
How important is water to Pittsburgh?
It is essential. It's life essential. You know, obviously here to our customers, we serve about 500,000 people in the city of Pittsburgh and some of the outerlying suburbs. But it's the only utility you ingest, if you think about it. You know, you've got gas and electric utilities that we all think are essential, our phones, our cable internet. But drinking water is just so essential to maintaining our public health. You think about on a hot day like today, how much we'd love to be drinking a cold glass of safe and high quality water. It is just so essential. And sometimes you find out the implications when you don't have the access to water, whether we're having to do routine maintenance or replacement on the street and there's outages, or if we have a water main break that puts people out of water service. You really can reflect on the things you take for granted, not just drinking the water, but being able to flush your toilet, do your laundry, dishes. All of those things are just so essential that sometimes we lose sight of in our day-to-day.
How many people do you serve?
We serve about 500,000 people on a given day. That includes our universities and hospitals. We have, in terms of our what we call our service connections, about 81,000 drinking water connections, 120,000 on the sewer side that's taking that used drinking water and conveying it to the county treatment plant, Alcosan.
Our infrastructure, though, is aging, and you're having to figure out what to do. So what steps are you taking to continue to supply Pittsburgh its drinking water and do all these upgrades?
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh is a tremendous city with amazing history. We're here at our drinking water treatment plant that, you know, started in the late 1800s. Obviously, pieces were added as we moved along, but our Aspinwall pump station to my left is nearing a century old. Our Clearwell behind us is 108 years old. These have been really crucial pieces of our drinking water system that we've relied on for a century that are well past their useful life. So if you know, we really need to get ahead and make these replacements, do them in a strategic sense so we can maintain that uninterrupted high quality drinking water. The key components that we're focused on are those that are crucial to supplying that safe drinking water. So that's why we're here at the drinking water plant talking with you today. Every drop of water that comes through this plant ends up with our customers. So we only have a single treatment plant, and water has to travel through some of the pipeworks and pump stations that if they were to fail, we would have a difficult time supplying all of the city of Pittsburgh. So that's why we're really focusing about $500 million in investment that's been deferred over decades and decades. We're tackling that right here, right now in the next 5 to 7 years.
So any drinking water in the Pittsburgh service area comes through this location?
That's right. If you're a Pittsburgh Water customer, We're pulling here from the Allegheny River to my right. It's getting pumped through our treatment process. We actually send it under the street behind the Waterworks Mall. It flows its way back here, and about a third of our customers have water that's pumped from this Aspinwall pump station to the city. So we're here still in the city of Pittsburgh, near Aspinwall. All of the drinking water is coming from the Allegheny River, making its way through the plant, and then getting into what we call our distribution system, the reservoirs, tanks, and water mains that supply those customers.
Do you ever worry about any kind of drought conditions? I mean, the Allegheny obviously has so much water. Is that ever a concern for you?
It is something that we monitor. River levels, I don't think we're ever at risk of it completely being dry out here at the Allegheny River, but what we call our intakes, where we're pulling the drinking water from the Allegheny River, are set at certain heights, so we want to make sure that the river height is high enough for us to be able to pool. We're beneficiaries of a great lock and dam system on the Allegheny River, so there's not too much unpredictability in our ability to supply water, but it's certainly something that we monitor, that the state monitors. Believe it or not, the Allegheny River was in a drought status earlier this year. It didn't impact us here locally, but other utilities were kind of concerned about some of their drinking water availability.
How complicated is it to clean the water coming from the Allegheny?
It is very complicated. Even though we are relying really on some of these systems that are 100+ years old, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of electricity. Again, we're sucking the water in from the Allegheny River, we're pumping it up, and then the water flows by gravity through that treatment process that I mentioned here at our drinking water plant. We're using filtration, we're using chemical addition and subtraction, and we have a team of water quality experts in our laboratory that are monitoring each step in the process to make sure that we are optimizing that chemical addition. And then the last step is behind me, which is disinfection. So making sure before it enters the drinking water system that it is absolutely meeting our drinking water qualities set by the state and EPA.
So when the water leaves the plant, it is crystal clear. Pittsburgh has dealt in the past with lead in the water because of the pipes going to the home. What is the status of that? I know you've been replacing a lot of those lead pipes. How's that going?
Yeah, it's been a tremendous, talk about the progress that the utility has made since 2017, 2018. We are now what's considered optimized when it comes to treatment for corrosion control. And when we say corrosion control, that's limiting, kind of knowing there are still some lead pipes out in our system. That number is decreasing rapidly. We've replaced over 13,000 of those pipes. Our goal is to get them all out of our system by 2027. But in that interim period, we can add additions here to control the corrosion. We use orthophosphate. And since 2020, our lead levels at homes that still have lead service lines have been at record lows. So we're handling it through the treatment process, but then as I mentioned, we're investing hundreds of millions of dollars to get all of the lead out of our system so that if there was ever a breakdown in our treatment process, there would not be lead in those service lines that are serving some of our customers.
Talking about the expense, recently Pittsburgh Water requested a rate increase from the Public Utility Commission. What does that rate increase translate to for customers?
I'll have to follow up with the exact numbers for an average customer. It depends on how much water you use. But I can say without a doubt we are asking more of our customers and have since really that turnaround period, because the utility and our infrastructure and assets really have been neglected. They were touched when there was a catastrophic break or some failure. And what we're trying to do now is get a few steps ahead, whether it's the $500 million of investment we're making here at the plant, or when we're in our communities and residential neighborhoods replacing water mains, rehabilitating sewer mains, replacing those lead service lines I mentioned. All of that is tremendously expensive, and we have to take out loans. We get low interest loans, thankfully. As a publicly owned utility, we can benefit from that. But we're talking billions of dollars of investment, and to pay off those loans, we need to increase rates. When you think about the alternative and you think about where the utility was 5 or so years ago in terms of those failures, our leadership team and our board of directors is really committed to making the investments now so that we're not in a failure position for the future generations that are going to have to rely on our drinking water system.
The One Water Summit is coming to Pittsburgh this week. Let's talk a little bit more about that. What is the One Water Summit?
So the One Water Summit is typically an annual gathering hosted by the U.S. Water Alliance, which is a nonprofit that convenes partners like us, drinking water utilities, but nonprofits, philanthropies, associations that get together and really share success stories on how utilities and communities are collaborating. So one of the things that we're really excited about, we've been told one of the reasons why we're hosting, is our success on the lead service line replacement programs that I mentioned. Working with the community in a moment of crisis to create a program that's been hailed by the White House as one of the most progressive and comprehensive. And so we're really excited to share our story, and it's also a fantastic opportunity to showcase the city of Pittsburgh. We're gonna have hundreds of people in the convention center thinking about water, being able to see our waterways, and for us to be able to showcase the investments we're making here, and at our pump station we're going to have some tours and things like that. So we're really excited and honored to host that event.
Sounds like it's a big deal that it's being hosted here.
It is, yeah. I think we've remained engaged with that group. We have what's called a water equity network that is associated with the U.S. Water Alliance, where we've made some tremendous relationships with our communities, making sure that our rates are affordable, but then also that our projects are benefiting them and they are aware of the projects that we're doing on their behalf. So we're very excited and like I said, very happy and honored to host that event.
Still ahead on For the Record, more on the upgrades happening right now to improve the quality of your water. Welcome back to For the Record. After speaking with the CEO of Pittsburgh Water, I wanted to learn more about the projects they have underway. So I spoke with the utility's Chief Engineering Officer, Rachel Beam. Thanks for meeting us here. Let's talk about all the construction that's happening now and why it's so important for Pittsburgh Water.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us. Really excited to talk about everything that's going on here. So we are in the midst of a massive improvement program, actually many of them, but one of them in particular we refer to as the Water Reliability Plan. And the whole purpose of that is to replace a single portion of our water treatment process. And we call it the clear well. And the purpose of that clear well, which is located at our Pittsburgh Water Treatment Plant, is to provide disinfection, which is the last stop in the treatment process, if you will. And
it's huge. We're talking about this is a huge thing that treats the water. How big is it?
It's 44 million gallons, and it's one giant tank that sits underground, and that's roughly 67 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
So replacing that's going to be tough.
It is going to be tough because it's just one single cell. There are no partitions or anything, so we really can't do anything with it. And it has been operating, knock on wood please, for about 113 years. It was an engineering marvel, but it's time to replace it.
And that is going to be a big task.
A huge task. So for the past many years, we've been implementing some projects to prepare for that. And so we're in the middle of still preparing. And this is one of the projects that's helping us to prepare. So this is a pump station that we're building behind us, and it's going to replace, it's what was in this building is not being used anymore. We do have another temporary pump station on the other side of it, but it's a brand new pump station that will allow us to pump basically from one of our big what we call super systems to another super system. And that doesn't sound like a big deal, but for us, it just offers redundancy and reliability. It's also going to allow us to use one of our two big reservoirs for that disinfection. So when that clear well is taken out of service, the disinfection will be provided by a different reservoir, and this pump station will help us to do that.
And water obviously is so important. How many residents do you serve?
So we serve about 300,000 people in the city of Pittsburgh. But on a daily basis, we end up serving about 500,000 because of all the transient people coming in and out of the city for work. So it's quite a few people.
And making sure the reliability of the water is just urgent.
Absolutely. I mean, ideally, from my perspective, no one would think about their water or their sewage at all, ever. I just want people to be able to turn on their tap and flush their toilets and not even think about it at all. But we do need to get out and educate because we have a situation where our system is old and it does need a lot of work. So we're doing the absolute best we can to make sure that we do have those reliable services while keeping people in service. And that's the most important thing, is to make sure that people still have their water, they can turn on their taps, not worry about it while we do all this important work in the background, hopefully without impacting them at all.
That answer sparked another question. I wanted to know, when will the clear well be taken out of service and everything else be ready?
Yeah, so the clear well should be ready to be taken out of service. We have this project to complete, which will be substantially complete hopefully by the end of this year. And then we have a big project coming up that we call ABC. And it is 2 pump stations that we're upgrading, different pump stations, as well as installing a giant bypass pipe around that clear well. So that has to be finished first, and that's going to take about 4 years. So we can, in theory, start work on the clear well roughly 4 years from now, and then it'll take a few years to get that done. And that's when that old clear well will be demolished, taken out of service, and we will build new cells in its place that will have redundancy, that will have multiple cells, be all up to regulatory standards. We are looking into some sustainable design efforts. There's going to be a lot of concrete, so we're thinking about how that concrete can be sustainable, how we're going to demolish. It's a really interesting and exciting project for everybody involved.
What is the quality of our water right now?
Our quality is excellent. We do thousands upon thousands of water quality tests every year. I think I just heard the number of around 60,000 water quality tests that our team, we have a whole team that does that, and they do a fantastic job, and our water quality is great. You can really be assured that when you turn on your tap, it's going to be good.
So we can see how expensive it is to replace the clear well and then modernize all of this in the meantime. How expensive is all of this?
So the water reliability plan in total is going to be about $500 million. Some of that has already been spent on projects that are completed, and we are doing our very best to make this as affordable as possible. We have used quite a bit of loans, low interest loans from PennVest, the Pennsylvania Infrastructure Investment Authority. We also have a WIFIA, what's called a WIFIA loan through EPA. And these are all mechanisms we can use that are less expensive, if you will, because of the interest rates being lower. So it ends up being a better deal for our customers.
Tell me about the ABC project.
Sure. So ABC stands for Aspinwall Pump Station, Brecken Pump Station, and Clearwell Bypass. So the Aspinwall Pump Station is located at our water treatment plant, and it provides finished drinking water. It pumps finished drinking water from our treatment plant to one of our giant reservoirs, super systems that we call our Landfer Reservoir. And Brecken Pump Station is across the river, basically across the river from the treatment plant. It also pumps finished drinking water after it's been treated up to what we call our Highland 2 super system. And then the Clearwell Bypass is the C, and that's the giant pipe that's going to go around the clear well that will move that water around the clear well when the clear well is taken out of service. So that's ABC.
A lot of people turn on their taps. They don't even really give it a second thought. You just expect clean water to come out, but a lot goes into it, and it's important.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so essential, and that's part of why I do what I do. This is really important to me, to make sure that people do have safe drinking water, and there's so much that goes into it that people don't realize or see, and the complexities of it revolve around keeping people in service, making sure that they do have that water while we are doing these projects, and then coordinating all of the contractors all at the same time. Even this project, for example, there are 4 different prime contractors working on this site, and they're all working on top of each other. And then we work together to make sure that our operations department is in tune. And when we go to start up this pump station, that's a whole nother separate process. So there's a lot that goes into it. And we want all of that to happen, really, hopefully without the public even knowing about it. So we do our best.
This is working non-stop for the future.
It is, it is. It's a multi-generational investment. The water reliability plan, I keep saying, is truly multi-generational. It's not very often that you're replacing something that's been in service for literally 113 years.
And coming up, I go back to the CEO of Pittsburgh Water with one final question. Welcome back to For the Record. I want to go back now to my interview with Pittsburgh Water CEO Will Pickering and the final question I asked him, which is likely the top question on many of their customers' minds. My last question is this: can Pittsburghers be reassured that their drinking water is safe?
Yeah, yes is the short answer. As I mentioned, there are many steps along the way that we take through the drinking water treatment process to ensure that our drinking water is meeting all of our regulatory standards, and we have processes in place if anything errs out of that range to notify customers to maybe boil their water as a sort of a worst case scenario, but may happen on a local basis. Sometimes when the pressure is lost, we have to ask them for a short period of time to boil water before drinking. Those are rare instances, I'm very pleased to say, but sometimes with our aging infrastructure we do have those failures. But the Allegheny River is an excellent source of water. We should all be proud that our water is such high quality. We have dozens of people on our staff making sure that we're ensuring that water quality, not just here at the plant, but as we move the water through the neighborhood levels. Sometimes you see people opening up a fire hydrant. Sometimes that's to test the water quality to make sure that it's maintaining its high quality even as it reaches the neighborhoods. So yes, they should, if they have any questions, there's a ton of information on our website. They can speak to folks at our lab, but they should have confidence in our drinking water. Even if they have a lead service line that we're going to replace, we're treating our water to control for the corrosion that is an issue with those lead service lines.
And coming up, when you can learn even more about Pittsburgh Water and their focus on safety. Welcome back to For the Record. I want to invite you to join me Monday morning. That's when I ask Pittsburgh Water about how they protect themselves from cyber threats. You'll see that part of the interview on Pittsburgh's Action News 4 Monday morning starting at 4:30 a.m. Thank you for joining us. Have a good week.